Greetings and salutations, knowledge seekers, and welcome to this video. 10 minutes, 10 life advice. Let's get into it. First, always trust your instincts. It's your life, you should live it the way you want to. I'm not saying don't listen to people's advice, I'm saying trust your instincts and do what makes you happy. Don't allow other people in your surrounding to live vicariously through you. Don't let society, your friends or family put these boundaries on what you're supposed to do and tell you how to live your life. At the end of the day, it's your life, you should enjoy it. That's the number one priority, and you should try to find things that make you happy. And that will allow you to dedicate yourself to your future and to be disciplined enough in order to pursue your goals. Number two, always give 100%. Regardless of what you do, you should always commit fully to your current endeavor. If you are at work, no matter how menial the task, no matter how small the assignment, no matter how boring your work is, try your best to do your best. That way, eventually people will notice you. Do the same when you're at home, with your friends, with your significant other, with your kids. Always give them your full attention. Don't mess around on social media. Don't waste your time with what other people are saying online. Be focused, be present, be in the moment with the people that are around you. Same goes for your alone time. When you have some time, when you can relax, when you can take it a little bit easy, do that. 100%. Don't think about work. Don't think about your future plans. Don't think about what's going to happen tomorrow. Enjoy the free time that you have because it's precious. The older you get, the less you get of it. Number three, remain disciplined. Do the same thing if you can every day. Dedicate yourself towards achieving your objectives. And the only way you can achieve greatness, the only way you can be good, the only way you can actually be mediocre is if you dedicate time and effort to your goals. That's the only way. Talent alone is never going to be enough. You'll never be more talented, you'll never be smarter than everybody else, unless you're one of these unique individuals that don't need to watch these kind of YouTube videos. So if you think you're above everybody else, let me tell you, you're wrong. I've spent a lot of my time thinking that I'm better than the people around me, and look at me now. I didn't dedicate enough time, I didn't dedicate enough attention to making myself better, to improving. That's why there's a lot left for me to improve on. There's a lot of meat left on the bone, and there's a lot more that I can be better at. So use me as an example and dedicate yourself to the best of your abilities to what you're doing. Because life is short, time is short. You never know when discipline and effort are not going to be relevant anymore. Number four, listen. Listen to what other people are saying, not just to their advice, because that can sometimes be useless. And also you have these kind of nefarious actors out there that are not necessarily looking for your best interest. They're just talking because they have nothing better to do. But listen to what other people are saying and give them your full attention, or at least pretend like you are. Because in most social interactions, people are not interested in you. I know that everybody says that we use social interactions to get to know each other, but the reality is that we're mostly interested in ourselves. So if you give other people your attention, if you allow them to speak, if you allow them to feel smart and witty and interesting while they are in your presence, they're going to like you. And that's going to help you in your future career and your future life development. Number five, try to find balance. At certain points in your life, you're going to have to dedicate yourself mostly to one thing. When you're young, probably you're going to have the opportunity to work. Hopefully, you're going to have the opportunity to work in an interesting, good company that's going to give you enough career and professional development so you can start your life on a high, right? Then other things are going to become more important. Family, friends, children. So while you're working hard in your 20s, dedicate enough time to improve on those areas that are important in order to build a complete life, and then enjoy that life when you get a little bit older. Number six, Don't overthink it. What I mean by that is sometimes you just gotta jump. You don't necessarily need to have a clear plan of a clear strategy of what's gonna happen, because all those strategies and schemes eventually don't work out. And even if they do, they don't work exactly in the way that you planned them. Life is too unpredictable. There's too many variables you cannot account for. So constant planning, constant scheming doesn't necessarily yield the best results. Sometimes you just gotta go with the flow. Because if you have too many plans, if you want to put life into these neat little boxes, eventually you end up in situations where you get disappointed because you feel like life is not working out for you. You have this mental image of how your life should be, of how things should be happening for you, to you, and when they don't, you get disappointed. And that's when you can lose your way. That's when you can give up. That's where you can no longer give 100%. That's where your discipline breaks. So not overthinking it, not dedicating too much time to creating excessive detailed plans can actually be beneficial. Number 7, don't overanalyze. And what I mean by that is don't be too reflective. Don't think about the past too much and find great imaginative strategies and answers to situations that are already behind you. Because that's easy. It's very easy to be creative when something has already happened and you have the benefit of hindsight. Hindsight, as they say, is 2020. But it's useless. You cannot go back and change the past. You can learn from your mistakes, do that, but don't dwell on the past. Don't spend too much time beating yourself up over things that you no longer have any control over. Don't overthink what happened. Just analyze it, make the necessary conclusions and adjustments, and move on with your life. That way you will be much happier. Number 8, try to find happiness in the little things. Now I know that that's corny and I know that it sounds cheesy and I know that everybody says go around and smell the roses, but there's a lot to it. Waking up in the morning and enjoying a nice sunrise, there's beauty in that. Taking a nice long walk by yourself, maybe with your own thoughts, there's beauty in that. Remembering an interaction you have with your child or with your significant others, those will remain forever in your memory. Trust me, I know. Those will be the difference between happiness and sadness in a lot of moments. We all look for these grand moments, for these grand situations from which we can draw these amazing experiences. But the reality is that life is full of beauty and life is full of small moments which contain so much if only we are able to stop and enjoy them in the proper way. So do that. Dedicate your attention to enjoying something every day, no matter how small it is. Number 9, don't get annoyed by idiots. That was very difficult. I admit myself, it's very difficult to ignore other people. It's very difficult to ignore people that are disrespectful or rude or annoying. It's very difficult to just be the bigger person and to let go of these small emotions that sometimes can take over our lives and take over our entire being and mood for a period of time. But with practice, you can at least be better at it. And always remember that people that are rude, people that are misbehaving, that are not following regular social convention, there's something wrong with them. They're not necessarily directing they are directing their frustrations towards you, but there's another underlying cause. There's something else that's bothering them. You are not as important to them as you think. They don't care about you as much as you would like. Otherwise, they would be much nicer to you, right? And finally, number 10, learn to accept failure. We're all gonna fail with all these items that I just mentioned in that list. I failed today with probably all of them, right? I missed situations in which I could have been more dedicated. I was not as disciplined as I would like to have been. I didn't do things that I would have liked to have done because I had other less important priorities that somebody else set for me, and I wasn't present in every moment. But hey, at least I'm trying. So it's good to reflect, it's good to look back at what you have done, and it's good to admit that sometimes you can do things better. Oftentimes you can do things better. And that's freedom, because you know that there's always room for improvement. You can be better, So why won't you just try it? Just try to be a better version of yourself today than you were tomorrow. Maybe your life changes for the better. Thank you guys for watching and listening. I hope you found this information useful. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.